Hello and welcome to the Dead Terrorist Information Centre. Today we're going to talk about installing and fiddling with the legendary Antar Lechs iconic overview. So, first question is, what is the Antar Lechs iconic overview? Well, it's an 8-tab overview based on the ZS and SaraShawa overviews, in which each tab name is represented by an icon or a letter. It also comes with a relatively small number of coded tab presets, which makes for manageable switching on the fly. Each of the icons or letters has a specific purpose as shown in the diagram. The tab presets are color-coded by category and also have an icon which indicates the tab that I suggest you load them to. So, how do you get hold of it? Join the Owl's Iconic Overview channel in-game. You'll find it in Antar Lechs' bio. Installation instructions are in the channel MOTD. First thing to do is to make a backup of your existing settings in case it all goes pear-shaped. So navigate to the Overview Settings, Miscellaneous tab, and hit Export Overview Settings. Make sure you check the check all box. I didn't in the video because I'm an idiot. Choose a sensible file name so you can easily identify it later. Next step is to give ourselves a blank slate to work from. Do this by hitting the Reset All Overview Settings button on the MISC tab. Now we're ready to install the overview, which we do by clicking on the blue links in Step 3A if you want icons, Step 3B if you want letters. You can switch between compact and standard layouts by clicking on the appropriate link in your chosen step. Unfortunately, you can't switch between icons and letters without going back to the reset step. Okay, got the overview loaded. Now it's time to move on to a little bit of tweaking. First thing to do is to sort out your columns. The default for the pack is the order of columns that I like, showing the columns that I like to see. You've probably got a different opinion. So open the overview settings, go to the columns tab, check the boxes for the columns that you want to see in the overview and uncheck those that you don't want to see. You can drag and drop the columns so that you can create the order that you want. Pull the overview around and resize the columns using the little grab handles. It works much easier if you do it systematically from left columns to the right to get to the sizes that you want to get to. If your eyesight is better than mine, you might want to check out the small fonts options under the Overview Settings Appearance tab. If you check the small fonts and the small icons, you will actually end up by getting more ships and things onto your overview. But I'm damned if I can actually see it without squinting. Another thing you can tinker with is the information shown for ships in space. You do this through the Overview Settings Ships tab. By default, I've set it up just to show the type of ship, the pilot name, and his alliance or corporation if he's not an alliance. But using the checkboxes, you can also show the ship name and both corporation and alliance tickers. Bracket settings determine what you can actually see in space, as seen by simply switching between show all and show no brackets. Each tab in the overview can have a different set of brackets associated with it. The associations are found in the overview settings under the overview tabs. In general, the easiest thing to do is to set everything to show all brackets, but it can get a bit confusing at times if you're in combat in the midst of a huge drone swarm, or you simply want to get your pod out in the quickest and most efficient manner. By default, the pack includes and uses two so-called skirmish bracket presets. These are essentially pretty close to show all, one with and one without drones. Since we have a separate tab for drones, I use the skirmish brackets without drones as the setting for my main PvP tab. The get the hell out of here tab bracket presets are set simply to those things it's safe-ish to warp a pod to. Sometimes it's worth remembering that the dscan filters are in fact based on the overview settings. You get them from the drop-down dscan menu and you can load them from that drop-down list. I tend to use PvP Basic as my default. One thing you can do is to set the dscan settings to the active overview settings. I wouldn't do it permanently myself, but your mileage may vary. Doing this for our tabs, we can see drones, T3 cruiser, and lots of moons. A couple of the utility overview presets are specifically designed for use with the D-scanner. D-scan hunter setting is intended to find evidence and the existence of targets in space, whether they're ratting or whatever. Used with a brain and in conjunction with the solar system map, it's a powerful tool for quickly narrowing down where targets might be. Here I'm just looking at a moon. Control V will focus on the moon, narrow the scan angle down, and I can see that there's actually a pos at this moon. I'm sure you get the idea.